go and open a new 3ds Max file up. This will allow us to sort of create our form that we're going to get the contours from. So we now have an empty sort of scene. First thing we want to do is actually toggle on our layers to keep everything organized. You can do that by going up to the top panel where the tools are, like here. So yeah, we'll create a new layer. We'll just give it a quick name, something like terrain, something simple. Then we'll hop over to the create panel over here, and we'll create a plane. Any real distance doesn't really matter too much. The next thing we actually want to do is, so yeah, we actually want to increase the amount of sort of segments that we have. This will allow us to, I guess, have more freedom when we manipulate the form, which will allow us to have more interesting contours. Just for this example, it's not that important. So yeah, we'll just increase the width and length segments up to around 12. Doesn't really matter too much. So yeah, we'll just increase the segments up again. We'll go into modify and go type in noise. This will allow us to sort of create those hills and valleys that we'll have. That is determined by the Z value, as you can see here. It altered the form quite a bit. As will the scale, as you can see, the higher it goes, the more alterations you get. Doesn't really matter what we do here. You can see if we toggle on fractal, we'll get a really sort of jagged look. We don't really want that, so we'll just keep it as it is now. So yeah, now we want to turn this into an editable poly. It's just another way we can create these like sort of peaks and troughs. It gives you more precise control, I feel, especially if you go into first off you have to toggle on the edge faces so you can see. But if you click on the face option, and toggle on soft selection, turn on like the gimbal to move, it will give you more precise control over like your editing of the surface, as you can see here. Yeah, just something if you're wanting to create a sort of like a fantastical sort of terrain for whatever sort of project you might be doing, something to keep in mind. Yeah, again, if you can select multiple panels to give you like a wider range of editing, or yeah, you can pick as many or as little panels as you want. And again, if you go back into that the panel where we increase the line segments, if you increase it further, you'll get even more sort of flexibility and control over the surface you create. Yeah, we're just going to keep playing around with this one. Again, it's purely just for example, so it doesn't have to be exact. But anyway, this is probably going to wrap up part 1. In part 2, we're just going to look into importing into Rhino and doing the actual contour command. See you then.